All right, what's up? What's up? This is Ruben from TGE, and I want to show you something today. We took a trade today on QQQ puts, and I want to give you a breakdown on why like the MACD and the RSI will never come close to using the option premiums. All right, I'm going to show you. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the wins here. Of course, like always, so it's just always banking here. He made what? SPX. Okay, so we took SPX puts earlier, 26%. I think he sold early. We took Tesla calls as well, 39%. Awesome, awesome win. He took his own trade here, Baba, at 72%. And I made today, I took Tesla as well too, and I took SPX, but I didn't come out winning on SPX. It was a small loss. But we got a 269% return on QQQ with the runners. We caught this entire drop right here. Okay, and I'm going to break this down for you so you understand why the RSI and the MACD will never come close. I don't care what any other trader says. There's a couple indicators that I like, and I just made a video on it. It was one, the VWAP, and volume. That's pretty much it. I don't believe any other ones. They're too they're just way behind. It's like reading last week's news. So let's give a breakdown here, like why. Let me give you a breakdown on how we took this trade and how you could do the same thing too. So you can catch moves like this, okay? Or at least opportunities like this. All right, and I'll show you a breakdown. So this is the chart right here, and I have a couple indicators here at the bottom because I want to show you what I'm talking about. So first, let me give you a breakdown of the problem with MACD and RSI. Okay. So let's go over that first. We took the trade on QQQ literally around 12:10 p.m. Eastern time, which is 1 o'clock right now. So this trade took less than like 30 minutes, and this was really good money, right? $500. That's probably more than that's a six-figure salary, daily salary right there. That's pretty nice for an hour, and that's just one of the trades. So let's go over this here real quick. Okay, so what's going on here with the RSI, right? If you look at this, it says here that there is some red, and that it's like, right, this is considered oversold, and that it's starting to get into this white zone, right? These sticks, so these lighter shades of red, which is like, hey, like we may actually be turning bullish here, right? And most traders are going to look at this and be like, okay, let's take it for some upside. And then they're going to look at this and they're going to be like, hey, like the RSI is really low. It's below the mean. Let's take it for some upside, right? And so they're going to take calls, right? In their head, it's like it's oversold at some point. They're going to make some conclusion that way. And it turns out they're going to get slapped. If you think like this, you're going to get slapped by the market. Because look what happened. We actually ended up making, can I draw on this? Yeah, we actually ended up making lower MACD, right? This MACD even got even more red, and we went even lower here. And more than likely, as of right now, you're seeing this like curl, but we're probably going to reject around this area. We'll see what happens here in a bit, okay? After I finish telling you how we did this. Okay, so how do we get this? Like the first trade, like the first set of this trade, I got about like 7 contracts. So very small contract. There's only like less than 0.5% of a person. It was like about less than 0.5% of my total net liquid. And so 7 contracts. I sold majority at 100% return, and then sold the runners here around 270%, right? And it actually even went higher, but I didn't catch that. We sold around this DEM line near this area. And I'm going to explain all this to you so you understand like how to do this yourself and how to be able to trade confidently. Okay, this is the important part. And so you won't have to rely on these like lagging indicators that give you no edge in the market. All right, let's go over this trade. First thing is first, before I enter the trade, you have to understand something about Gextron. This is our internal tool. This is a tool I built. And the thing about Gextron is that it depends on the option premium, the option flow that's coming in throughout the day. Okay, so it's never like 5 minutes ago. It's not yesterday's. It's not last week's data. It's today's data. It's always making calculations of what's going to happen here in the future, what's possible to the upside and what's possible to the downside. And so what we do here with Gextron is that we look at the key levels first, and then we'll figure out based on where price is, we'll make a decision on where our bias may be. Okay. So first thing is first, we know the total negative amount here of option premium, which is negative 1.2, or sorry, negative 1 billion. We're in this bearish zone, these negative bars on this chart. So I draw these lines out. And also we have something here called entrance, which is like the start of a negative, of a bearish sentiment. Okay, this is where price was right here. We marked it earlier at 519. Okay, so Gextron is telling us, hey, like if price stays below 519, then it might start turning bearish. There might be some downside coming in. Okay, as long as we are below 519. And so I marked that level here, and you'll see here it says 519 entrance. And then I start looking for other areas of interest. Now, at the time, you'll see here it says MP. It says 517. MP stands for max pain. Max pain is the tallest negative bar in this chart. Okay, so max pain at the time was 517, which is all the way over here. And you can see here, that's not the case anymore. It's now 510. So this is where the probably where like it's going to go down the most for the given day, right? So you can see here, that's already it's already updating as the market is going by. It's also going to start updating the data here. So you're never like, wait, is this 517 still max pain? It's not. Okay, it was, but it's not anymore. So this is now an area of interest. And now the max pain is 510, which is all the way at the bottom. Okay, let me just mark these levels because it's part of the game plan. It's how we're able to make these kind of returns, these kind of trades, okay? More than likely, we're going to see max pain today because there's a lot of bearish sentiment based on this number. Negative 1 billion. That's a lot for QQQ. Okay, it's usually under the billions. Like you don't see numbers like that happen very often. Okay, so there's a lot of bearish sentiment. All right, so I marked the levels, right? And the next thing that I want to know is like, what's the expected move as of right now? And this is something called, so the Gextron does something called expected move here on this little chart right here. We pull it to the side, and I'm looking for a day trade because this trade right here, these are 0 DTEs. Okay, if we take a look at today's May 30th, I don't know if you can see the upper right side of here, but it's today's May 30th. So this is 0 DTE. Okay, so I look for the May 30th expiration, right? These are all expirations that exist for this security, QQQ. And I get this number right here. And then I added with this number right here. And if it's really that simple, like a lot of the things that we do here, Gextron does it all for us. It does all the heavy lifting for us. I've designed it to be this way because the faster, like when we're trading, we need to be reactive. We don't have time to be doing all this type of math and all these crazy calculations for this kind of stuff. We need to be doing this on the fly. So we need models. And so Gextron will do that. We get this number and I mark it. Okay, I add it with this and I subtract it because that's going to tell me a range where QQQ can go from 12 o'clock Eastern time until the end of the day, like what's possible. And so I mark these levels, right? You'll see it says here DEM is just short for daily expected move. I say daily expected move because it's today's date and it's the expected move for today's date, right? So that's it. And all I do is say, okay, this was the daily expected 514.85. Okay, that's okay. And this is all based on implied volatility. Again, a forward-looking metric tool. It's not something that MACD or RSI will ever be able to tell you. It cannot forecast anything in the future. It doesn't know because it doesn't know implied volatility. And this is only something that you can get in the option chain. Okay, and so Gatron uses implied volatility to be able to forecast by a specific expiration. Because I'm going to show you something here, and this is really cool. I have all the expected moves for every expiration from here into the future. Gatron is telling me as the day goes by, it's going to say, hey, this is the expected move from this current price by this specific date. Okay? And this updates, and it takes into consideration theta, and it takes into consideration implied volatility. And it's going to give you this average of like, hey, this has a 70% hit rate chance of it hitting this point. But it's always going to update, okay? So you're not always flying blind or like trying to use past data. Again, MACD, RSI will never be able to tell you that stuff because it doesn't work that way. That's not how the model works. So the point is, like, as of right now, all I'm doing is grabbing the key levels from Gatron and the expected move. That's it. Okay. Now there is one indicator that I use, and it's the VWAP, which is this white line right here. This to me is one of the indicators that I like a lot. I've been using it since 5+ years of trading now, and it's been very reliable. I like this one a lot, as well as volume. Those are the only two that I ever preach within my private Telegram channel. Use volume and VWAP. Not SMAs, not EMAs, not MACDs, not RSIs. Those suck because they're lagging. They don't count. I have to wait for this candlestick to finish for then those other ones to actually update. And it's the same thing for VWAP, but it's one of the most reliable ones, and I like it a lot. Okay, now with that said, right? How did we take this trade? Why did I take this trade? Right? Remember, if you're looking at this zone right here, your MACD and your RSI, it would have given you signals to go to the upside. But if you didn't know these levels, it wouldn't have worked out. It actually went even further red, right? It went lower on the RSI. Okay, now let me show you something. All I did in this trade, right, when I alerted this trade right here, I put it right here. Okay? I think actually I lied on that one. I didn't alert that trade. I didn't alert the QQQ. That one actually went by me. I took this one personally. Sorry about that. So then I took this trade. I said, okay, it's underneath the VWAP. We are below entrance. Remember, I said entrance is a level that tells you that we're entering a bearish state. If price is coming down into a lower level below entrance, it's coming into a bearish state. So okay, I want to take some puts because we're below it, right? We're below it. We're below VWAP. I'm gonna grab some puts, and I grab 0DTE Qs, 515 puts. Why did I pick 515? Because I was aiming for the daily expected move. That's what it was telling me, right? Gatron told me, hey, the expected forecast from this point until today, we have about all the way to 514.85. And all I did was just sell on the way down. I sold some here. I believe this was about 100%. And I sold some down here. Okay? Just a little bit past the daily expected move. And that was it. That was enough to get my runners to be 269%. Okay? That's it. That's how easy it was. It doesn't get very, very complicated. Because Gatron does it all for us. We don't have to think about it. Now, I want you to look at this. Look at this. This is real time, right? Max Pain, I said Gatron has just updated. It was 515 at the time, or 517. Sorry, it was 517, and now it's saying it's 510. We're just gonna go look at this real quick, right? It hasn't updated. 510. Okay, you can see here. If you look at this, oh, your RSI says it's curling to the upside. Let's go for some calls. Oh, the RSI is very low. Let's go for some calls. But what's happening? It's rejecting at this key level that Gatron is probably telling us. Where's 515? 515, it's a tall bar. Not the tallest, but it's a tall bar. So it's an area of interest. And so is 517. Okay. And it's rejecting. If it cannot get above 515, it's going to come down to 510. Okay. That's how we trade this. We trade from key level to key level, from 515 to 510, from 517 to 515, right? And so on. That is how we trade. Oh, we're below entrance. We're negative? Shoot. We're going to go for some puts. We're below VWAP. Awesome. Let's go for some puts. Let's short it. Okay. And then Gastron will also show you like unusual option orders. And right here, it's even better confirmation. Right? Look at that. 512. Okay. 512 puts coming in 7 days out. 510 puts. Like these are real orders. We have a couple calls here, but that are out of the money, I believe, or they're in the money, 450. So that's it. It doesn't get easier than that, right? When we're trading, we want to keep it simple and we need tools. You need tools that can automate things in complicated models for you as fast as possible. All right? That is how we were able to get, or at least I was able to get a 292% return, and this is how you can do it too. Okay? Very, very easy. Key level to key level, use the VWAP, use volume. Okay, volume is really important. Okay? When it's going down, you see how much pressure there was here? Lots of pressure. And then look at volume. As it's going up, it's decreasing. Buyers will give out. Can it go higher? Yeah, it can go higher. But just be aware. It makes you aware. You should be aware. Okay? All right. So again, this is why MACD and RSI will never, ever compete with the option premiums. It will never come close. So if you want to trade with us inside the Telegram channel, say this is the free community. But if you want to trade with us inside the private Telegram channel, I'll put a link in the description for you to join TGE if you want to. Also, if you want to join, if you want to try out Gextron, okay, I'll put a link in there too. Try it out. It can give you a real edge in the market. All right. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you. All right. Peace out.